Do you ever feel like you're not enough? What if I told you that chasing perfection is making you unhappy? This video is about overcoming the feeling of inadequacy and learning how to embrace your true worth. We'll follow the story of a monk who faced similar struggles and discovered a life-changing truth. You'll learn how comparing yourself to others is preventing you from finding happiness and peace. Like all of us, the monk faced the deep struggle of feeling like he wasn't enough. But what he discovered on his journey has the potential to change the way you see yourself forever. He spent years in solitude, facing his deepest insecurities and doubts. Often he wondered if he was truly worthy of peace and fulfillment. As we follow his journey, we'll witness the challenges he faced and the lessons that reshaped his life. Through the words of his mentor, moments of reflection, and personal growth, he uncovered a powerful truth, one that led him to a deeper understanding of himself and his inherent worth. Therefore, as you watch this story unfold, I invite you to reflect on your own life. Recognize how comparison may be shaping your thoughts and emotions, often making you feel like you're not enough. Together we'll uncover insights that challenge the way we see ourselves, offering a powerful new perspective on self-acceptance and inner peace. Stay with me until the end, because I'm about to reveal 5 powerful, actionable steps you can take right now to bring the transformative lessons from this story into your own life. And at the very end, I'll share a profound truth that completely shifted the monk's world, one that could change yours too. This truth, discovered through the monk's journey and teachings from his mentor, is so profound that it has transformed the lives of millions, inspiring them to live with a deeper sense of purpose and clarity. We are Mindset Alchemy, here to help you turn your thoughts into gold. With the wisdom we've gained through years of transformation, we'll guide you every step of the way to unlock your true potential. Because we stand by our methods and know they work. Together we'll create a life for you and those around you, one that's truly yours, one that you've always deserved. And before we continue, I invite you to take a deep breath and truly be present in this moment. Set aside distractions, quiet the noise around you, and allow yourself to fully immerse in this story. Give yourself the gift of undivided attention, because this moment, right now, is all we truly have. Our monk's journey began in a small village, where he was raised in a modest family. From a young age, he struggled with feelings of inadequacy, often comparing himself to peers who excelled in academics and sports. This inner turmoil intensified with the external pressures to succeed, leading him to seek validation from others, unable to embrace his own uniqueness. As he grew older, these feelings deepened. The weight of inadequacy became overwhelming, manifesting as a spirit that appeared late at night, just as he was about to sleep. It brought with it a relentless message.
You are not enough! Who do you think you are?
The expectations of his community pushed him further along paths that felt misaligned with his true self. Caught in a cycle of comparison, every success of others seemed to highlight his own failures. He believed that only through achievement could he finally feel worthy. Yet the more he compared himself to others, the further he drifted from his sense of self. The spirit of inadequacy appeared more frequently, no longer confined to the night.
Look around you, how everything else is growing and evolving, but you are not. Why aren't you better? Why aren't you more? You see how others shine while you remain in the shadows.
The turning point came when he lost his beloved pet, Yuki, who had been his constant companion. Yuki wasn't just a cat. She had been his silent friend during both the darkest and most joyful days. Her sudden death shattered his heart, leaving an empty space where her presence had once been. In the face of this profound loss, the monk could no longer ignore the questions that had been lingering in his mind. Why had he been living the way he had? What truly mattered? The grief was so overwhelming that it forced him to confront the things he had avoided, pushing him to seek a new path. It became clear that he had been confining himself for too long, clinging to old fears and societal expectations. With Yuki gone, the monk knew it was time to let go of the past and search for a new direction. Though the pain was raw and the path uncertain, this was the moment when he decided to step into the unknown. This loss, in its rawness, set his journey in motion. Determined to find clarity, he made the hardest decision of his life: to leave everything behind. His life, once full of distractions, now felt empty. The pull to seek something deeper grew stronger each day. With a heart full of both fear and hope, he turned his back on the familiar and began his journey toward wisdom. He sought out ancient teachings and eventually found his way to a monastery, where he met his mentor, an elder monk whose presence radiated calm and wisdom. He knew that the path ahead was not easy. Despite the challenges, he immersed himself in meditation and mindfulness, learning to silence the restless noise in his mind. At first, his mind was chaotic, and the spirit of inadequacy seemed even louder during meditation, whispering, "You are not enough." But over time, the noise began to fade. The rhythm of his breath became his anchor, pulling him back whenever his thoughts wandered too far. He began to sense a truth deep within himself, a truth that was not found in the external world, but in the depths of his being. He could feel it, though he couldn't fully grasp it. Through continued practice, the monk began to see his thoughts not as enemies, but as old friends waiting to be understood. Meditation taught him to sit with discomfort, to observe his emotions without judgment. Slowly, the spirit of inadequacy lost its power. Though it still lingered in moments of vulnerability, its grip weakened. Meditation became his lifeline. Each day, silence brought him clarity, not as a quick fix, but as a lifelong practice that connected him to parts of himself he had long ignored. With each passing day, he realized that joy was not found in comparison or competition. It was found in being fully present. His mentor's words echoed in his mind.
Joy isn't found in what you achieve, but in the simple act of being here, fully present.
As his practice deepened, so did his understanding. The urge to measure himself against others faded. He no longer needed to chase someone else's life. His own path was enough. And with this realization, peace began to settle within him. One of the biggest breakthrough, however, came not from the hours of meditation, but from his understanding of self-acceptance. It seemed impossible at first. How could he accept himself when there was so much he still wanted to change? His mentor reminded him,
True peace comes not from perfecting yourself, but from accepting yourself as you are, with all your imperfections.
Over time, the monk realized that self-acceptance did not require perfection. It meant embracing himself fully, flaws and all. The need to compare himself to others disappeared. Fulfillment, he realized, came not from becoming someone else, but from accepting his unique path. For the first time, he no longer defined his worth by external standards. Peace settled within him, and he felt truly free. Though the spirit of inadequacy still tried to return, its influence had waned. The monk understood that the spirit of inadequacy would remain with him for the rest of his life. He was grateful for this, for without the spirit, he would never have set out on this journey. What had changed, however, was his understanding. While the spirit would accompany him through life, witnessing all the beauty it had to offer, it would never again take the wheel. It no longer had power over him. It was in a moment of deep meditation that his mentor approached him and spoke words that would change everything.
You are valuable because within you lives something that has never existed before in this world. You are not defined by what you think, nor are you a coincidence. You are a unique part of this story that no one else can tell.
In that moment, the monk felt something stir in his heart. It was as if he had finally unlocked a truth so powerful, so profound, that it brought an overwhelming sense of peace. But what was this truth? The truth that had eluded him for so long? The one that changed everything? The truth that the monk discovered, and which completely changed his life, is this: there is no one else like you. But here's where it gets even more profound. The monk didn't just realize his uniqueness, he also uncovered something that would forever transform his perspective.
We are not our thoughts.
This isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a life-altering truth. Think about it. All the social pressures we feel, all the expectations, they don't come from the world itself. They come from other souls, souls desperately searching for the same truth. They too are unique and valuable. The constant comparisons, the feelings of inadequacy, all stem from this universal search for self-worth. Now here's the game changer. Our minds often lead us to believe that we are defined by the endless stream of thoughts that pass through them. But in truth, we are not our thoughts. We are the observers of our thoughts. When the monk grasped this truth, everything shifted. The doubts, the fears, the negative voices in his head, they didn't define him. They were just passing thoughts, not his true self. This realization allowed him to step back from the noise of his mind, creating space for inner peace to settle in. Once the monk understood these two powerful truths, that we are unique and that we are not our thoughts, he saw the world through a completely new lens. He no longer measured his worth based on external comparisons. He understood that every person has a different purpose. Our task in this life is to uncover that purpose by listening to our inner voice and connecting with our true self. It's not about following someone else's path, it's about walking your own. This is the truth that changes everything. Once you understand that there is no one else like you and that you are not your thoughts, everything shifts. You stop identifying with fleeting feelings, judgments, and comparisons. You stop measuring yourself against others. Instead, you embrace your own unique journey. This understanding gives you freedom from social pressures, from self-doubt, and from the need to conform. You begin to see the world with love and compassion, understanding that every person is on their own unique path. The monk's life was never the same after he realized these truths. He found peace, he found clarity, and you can too. If you embrace this truth, it will change your life completely. So how can you start applying these insights to your own life? First, let go of the question, am I enough? And instead ask, what do I need today? Every day you ask yourself, am I enough? But what if you shifted that question? Instead of seeking validation, ask yourself, what do I need today? Listen to your body, your mind, your soul. What are they telling you? Sometimes it's not about proving your worth, but about honoring your own needs in this very moment. Let go of external expectations and choose to be present with your own desires. You are enough just as you are. The rest is secondary. The second, ask yourself, what can I give to the world right now? It's easy to think that self-worth comes from what we receive, but what if it's really about what we give? Ask yourself, what can I give to the world right now? It doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes a kind word or a simple smile can create ripples of change. When you give, you reconnect with your place in the world. Your purpose is not just about what you achieve, but about the difference you make in others' lives. Learn to be imperfectly perfect. Perfection is an illusion. Instead of striving for an ideal that doesn't exist, embrace the beauty of being imperfectly perfect. Our flaws, our quirks, they're not something to hide, but something to cherish. Each imperfection is a part of the unique story that is you. Rather than fixing yourself, love yourself as you are, flaws and all. It's your imperfections that make you whole. Make it a practice to love your failures. Failure isn't the end, it's a beginning. Rather than fearing it, learn to love your failures. Every misstep is a lesson that shapes you. It's in those moments that you discover your true resilience. Failure shows us how far we've come, and it paves the way for us to rise stronger. Embrace your failures. They are a sign of growth and courage. Set time aside to be here but nowhere. Sometimes the best way to find peace is to forget everything. Forget the goals, the expectations, the to-do lists. Set aside time each day to be here but nowhere. Lose yourself in the moment, not in the past, not in the future, but in the beauty of simply existing. In those quiet moments, you reconnect with your true self. No pressure, no rush, just you and the now. By following these simple steps, you can begin your journey towards self-acceptance, individuality, and peace, just like the monk did. This is your journey, and it starts now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't worry about perfection. Remember, this is not a quick journey. It's a lifestyle that will bring you closer to yourself. As you learn to embrace your own unique path, you'll discover more joy and peace along the way. Continue this journey with me. Together we can find inner peace and live a life that is truly our own. If this video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Let's all take a step toward a more peaceful, authentic life.